Michael Porter Jr., now of the NBA champion Denver Nuggets, joining us on the program. How was the party? Is it still going on?
Yeah, it's still going on. It'll probably be going on for another 2 weeks, so we're still enjoying it.
Okay, when Joker says he's not sure about this parade, and he finds out it's Thursday, and then he's like he doesn't want to go to the parade, he wants to go home. Is he being serious?
Probably, I think he wants to get home to his horses. He wants to get home, to his people back in Serbia. But he'll be there, and then he'll probably leave the day after. So
Well, this is what I'm thinking, Mike. I think we let him have his victory parade in Serbia. So you simulcast it with your parade in Denver. Let him be on his horse. Let him put him on the jumbotron. Let him have his brothers there, the entire city where he's from, and then you can have two different parties. Everybody wins. We keep Joker happy.
now he's got to celebrate here with us. I mean, as much as he wants to get home to Serbia, I mean, we got to celebrate with the fans. We saw the videos of them going crazy in the city during the game. You know what I mean? So we gotta turn up with the fans.
Take me back to fourth quarter, late in the game, and I think Miami's up by one. You guys have a timeout, and Joker's yelling like he's mad. Do you remember what was being said in the huddle at that time?
I forget what he was saying. I think he was just, trying to get everybody to realize, which we did, that right now it's do or die. Like we can win this game. 2 minutes left. It's anybody's ball game. Just have to lock in. Have to get a good shot up every time down the floor, and then have to play defense and rebound.
At what point in the season did it click where you go, we're the best team in basketball?
Yeah, man, it's just it's really crazy because there's so many good teams in the NBA. Any given night, you can lose to any team. It doesn't matter if they're the number one seed or the last seed. Um, so we knew we were pretty good all season, but I think the last month of the season we kind of had some slippage. We were losing to teams we shouldn't have lost to. Wondering like, okay, are we as good as we think we are? You know what I mean? So going into the playoffs, I think it was just a renewed focus. I feel like losing a couple of those games late in the season kind of renewed our focus going into the playoffs, realizing we could be beat if we don't bring it. You know what I mean? So that's kind of helped us focus a little bit more. And then going into the playoffs, we felt good about ourselves.
What's it like, though, growing up? I think you were the high school player of the year in 2017, and then here you are playing against LeBron and then Kevin Durant in the playoffs. You might have had their posters on your wall growing up. What's that like, though, when you're going against these guys who are, future Hall of Famers?
Yeah, I think first of all, it's a testament to their greatness. You know what I mean? That at this time, they're still as great as they are when I grew up watching them when I was a kid. So it shows those guys' longevity. Um, but no, it is a surreal feeling to be able to knock those guys out of the playoffs. Along our way to the championship. Like we beat some really good players, some really good teams on our way to winning this championship. So um, it's amazing. I think like growing up, like you said, you watch those guys, you watch them in the finals, and then to be there to do that, it really is pretty surreal.
If I would have told you after you had your first back surgery when you were at Missouri, hey, you're going to win a championship one day in the NBA, what would you have said?
After my first one, I would have believed you. I would have believed I would have got there.
What about
Won a
after your
champ-
third one?
After the third one, I would have hoped. I didn't know for sure. I was gonna keep going. I was gonna keep attacking my rehab, hoping I made it back to where I was, but I didn't know. So to do it, with this group of dudes, 1 year after having my third back surgery, it's I can't. It's really amazing.
And then you got Jamal Murray with Jamal's, when he blew out his ACL to be able to come back. I think that's probably why he was so emotional after the win because that's a long road back for him.
Yeah, I just think for me as well, when you have those amazing moments like winning a championship, like the first thing you kind of do is just reflect on all that it took to get there. And for me and Jamal specifically, like not too long ago, we were in the training room, not wondering if we'd be the same players, not wondering if we would be able to help his team, knowing it was in us, but not knowing if we'd be able to go do it again. So um, I think that's probably what he was reflecting on. That's what I was reflecting on, just how much sacrifice it took to get here, but how worth it is.
We're talking to Michael Porter Jr., Denver Nuggets forward. How unstoppable is Joker?
Yeah, I think everyone kind of saw this playoffs. You can't really. I was actually asking our offensive coach the other day. I was like, "Okay, coach, how would you guard us? What do you think? How would you guard our team? Would you double Joker in the post? Would you play him straight up and let him score 40? Or would you double him, try to get the ball out of his hands?" And there's really no real answer because as good of a scorer he is, he's just as good of a passer. You know what I mean? And just as good of a passer, he's just as good as a rebounder. So when other guys are shooting, he's getting offensive rebounds. So he does it in so many different ways. You know, it doesn't matter what teams throw it at us. He figures it out. We figure it out as a team. And give the credit Heat or give the Heat credit. We scored under 100 points that last game in the series, and we were like low scoring all series. They played great defense. You know what I mean? And that's really where championships are won, like they say. You win championships through defense, and we kind of saw that in the finals.
I had Rex Chapman, former NBA player, on yesterday. I said, "Who does Jokic remind you of?" And he said, "He's a 7-foot Steve Nash."
Yeah, that's a good
That's
comparison.
amazing, though, right? Like pass first, and not many guys who average 28, 29, 30 are a pass first superstar.
Yeah, no, that's what makes him so unique because he really can go out there and probably score 40 points a game. Like if we were to give it to him in the post and just say like go score every time, he scored 40 a game. But to get the assist, to be a pass first player, that's a good comparison. I like that comparison. You know, this year another guy that reminds people of Joker is Luca, but Luca's a guard. Joker's a big man who's still doing all the same things, pushing up the floor, shooting threes, mid range floaters, but passing it as well. And it's a little different coming from a big man because like a point guard like Steve Nash, he's making passes, at the top of the floor, like he's diving people, whatever. Joker, it's different because you don't see big men who are passing out of the post like that, passing it to cutters when they double team him. So he's a really unique player. I don't think people really can grasp how unique of a player he is.
Well, you got to always keep your head up because if not, you're going to get hit in the side of the head with a pass from him, right?
Yeah, nah, for sure. And we, dating all the way back to training camp, we just have figured out a system on how to play with him. I think when we traded for Aaron Gordon, it really helped our team. He's great off the ball, obviously very athletic, so it opened up a lot for our team when Aaron came. But yeah, you definitely got to keep your head up.
Did you keep your uniform?
I actually gave that last game uniform to my family, but
Okay.
I have all the rest of the playoff jerseys, so I'm gonna end up sending them out to different people.
All right. Well, just make sure you don't lose that because, sometimes those things get lost. And who's got the basketball? Who's from the game?
You know what? I think because I heard him saying it in the Lakers series. One of our player development coaches, he tried to get the ball after we won the Lakers series.
Yeah.
But he probably went and he said as soon as the buzzer was going off, he was going to get the ball before the refs took it. So he probably got it.
Good. It's going to be worth some money.
Seriously.
Enjoy the parade.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you.
All right. That's Michael Porter Jr., Nuggets forward. He had 16 points, 13 rebounds in that Game 5 win. It should be fun tomorrow. All I want to see is Joker. I just want to see if he's enjoying himself.